So I'm trying to understand if you think that it's all Black people are like this, or if your world is kind of colored by this is what's going on in America. This has failed for 1,000 reasons. Welfarism has definitely, Black people in 1940s, stand up. My grandfather, I talk about that denigration and the corrosion of culture. Yeah. That's happening. White, Black, whatever you want to name it, there is this intentional corrosion of culture. So do you think it's literally, well, this is just what a Black person is when they come out? Or do you think that post-welfare, LBJ, Great Society, this is what Black Americans have become, and I have a right to respond to that and say that as a white man, I don't want to live there?
Well, I think it's more nature than people would like to believe. There's this classic tension of, is it nature, is it nurture, is it cultural, or is it intrinsic, is it racial? And I've always been on the latter side of this among conservatives. Conservatives like to say it's all culture. Black America is the way it is because of hip-hop music and the Great Society and that kind of stuff. And I think the uncomfortable reality is a big part of it is intrinsic. One of the big arguments against the abolition of slavery in the 1860s is that, when Europeans colonized Africa, they hadn't discovered the wheel. There's no two-story buildings.
That's crazy. No wheel? No two-story buildings? I wonder if they had fire. Nah, it probably would have got dark. I guess all you could see was eyes and teeth. Yeah, got a new show for y'all. Got a damn good show. But before we get to today's video, don't forget about our new giveaway, Ford 250, King Ranch Camper, and $10,000 in cash. To get in the win, just go to my website, officialalltwins.com. Anything you buy on the site, like my new tallow balm or my methylene blue, get you automatically in it to win. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So if they didn't have a wheel, I know they didn't have no fire. No, they couldn't. If they don't have two-story buildings, think they advanced it enough to spark flames?
There's no writing. There's no written language. Missionaries had to go to Africa in the last century and invent it for the...
That's crazy. No written language. No writing. Maybe so they'd be like this. Hey, can't be still, girl. Maybe they was more advanced. How can you be more advanced if they got no language? Maybe they had telepathy. They could read each other's minds. Well, some of them got some big foreheads down there. Maybe they got some telepathy going. Yeah.
African people, because there's no recorded history. They didn't have writing.
So Egypt is not in Africa.
Well, Egypt is a different race.
You know what? Yeah. A lot of people think all of Africa is nothing but sub-Saharans. Yeah. Hold on. Black folks. But it's a continent. Yeah. Sub-Saharan, below the Sahara in Africa, is primarily Negroes. Yeah, my people. Well, 50% of me anyways. But north of the Sahara, it's more Arabic. Mm-hmm. Like these are Egyptian girls.
My name is Shaima Yusuf. Where are you from?
America.
I speak Arabic.
No, Lala's all I know.
I speak English. You speak English?
Yes.
Yes, I love America.
Oh, thank you. We love Egypt. We love Egypt.
America.
My name's Lisa. Lisa.
What's your name?
And you're going to post in the picture with us?
I speak Arabic.
You do very good English. Hi.
The Arabic. And there's black people, well, we label them as black here in America that have that skin tone, but they're actually mixed. Mm-hmm. They're biracial. Most of them are biracial. Yeah. Like, it's not common to see, like, us in Africa and Sub-Sahara unless some white dude, like, hey, Keith, they get it, penetrated a Sub-Saharan woman and just made these abominations like, white supremacists. Oh, man, look at that abomination. I'd seen it all. I seen a couple of Negroes with blue eyes walk around with the Velcro hair. Yeah, but Northern Africa, it's still in Africa. Yeah, but they're totally different race of people. Yeah, totally different race. It's like night and day, literally.
Egyptians were not black.
Okay, but you said when they went to Africa, so I just want to...
The interior of Africa in the late 19th century, scramble for Africa.
So we're now knocking Egypt out of Africa.
Well, Egypt is part of northern Africa, sub-Saharan
Africa. You said Africa, so I'm not trying to get a gotcha. I'm just responding. You're saying Africa.
Sure. Yeah.
It's in Africa. It's Egypt. It's kind of ridiculous to say there was no written language. Well, so I'm just trying to get you to
sure.
You know,
Egyptians are not Africans.
If I'm not pushing back, the internet will. So
Egyptians are not racial Africans. When I say African, I'm saying sub-Saharan African.
Sub-Saharan, okay.
Black people because it is a different race. In sub-Saharan Africa, and Europeans did not penetrate that until the late 19th century. They didn't have any of this. To the extent that you have infrastructure in Africa, it's from the Muslims in the Sahel and the Maghreb in northern Africa, where the Arabs colonized. And then you had, Carthage and Egypt. You had ancient civilizations. But sub-Saharan Africa, they didn't have that. You take these people out of that land and put them here, and they're enslaved people. You let them free in a modern, liberal republic. They're not going to succeed. It's not going to go well for them. And that was one of the arguments against abolition. People said if you free them without any assimilation, without any kind of process for them to be acclimated, they're going to die. And that's exactly what happened. Many of the bottom 10% of the lowest IQ Africans just died off for generations. And it had pardon the expression, but it had a eugenic effect, because over time, if the weakest are dying off, that's one argument for why blacks in America have a standard deviation higher IQ than the blacks in sub-Saharan Africa. So, so I do believe there is something intrinsic going on there. And what makes...
Well, I think so too. Like you could go to Africa, in some parts of Africa, and you could see them living. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna call them savages, but
they're savages.
Yeah, they're walking around like the women are like naked. Their boobs are hanging. They walk around with big bowls of water on their head and putting, I forget the term. They have these weird piercings and scars all over their face. It's barbaric. And I've seen this one dude take a plate and stick it in his lip. Yeah, they're sticking the plate, and it was in. And they got bones in their nose. Yeah. Well, but in that movie, Wakanda, what's that? Black Panther, right? In that movie, they put it in there. It was some dude sitting there with a plate just sitting in the bottom of his lip, just hanging. Dude like a duck-billed platypus.
Yeah, that's not culture.
That's intrinsic. Well, culture. Well, where does culture come from? Your mindset.
Yeah.
So you cannot say it's just culture.
Yeah. It's not culture. I think you're born the way you are. Like, you're born straight. You're born like this.
Well,
you're born fast. You're born slow. You're born stupid. Well, just look at black people. Every time, who wins a 100-meter race? Every time it's a black person. That's intrinsic.
Right. Right.
We both have things that we excel at. Not to put everybody in a box. There's some very fast white people. I'm not saying all white people are slow. It's just inherently we are born a certain way based on our race. And I think you're born a murderer. I think you're born a person who will force himself on a woman, because I don't have that in me. I could never force myself on a woman, but some people can. Yeah. Why? Because you're born that way, I think, personally.
Yeah. And they're still living like that to this day in Africa.
Yeah.
It's wild.
People uncomfortable about this is the idea that it's unchangeable. There's something about, and this is why I'm a Catholic, we do have an inherent desire for universalism. We do believe that there's a common humanity and a common human community and all of that. We hate the idea that we're born a certain way and we can never change. And that's just the way it is. And we even think about this in terms of, it's become not so popular these days to tell children, you can be whatever you want to be. Because we know that's not the case. Some people are tall, some people are short, some people are smart, some dumb, some ugly, some handsome. That's why, by the way, incel dumb is a big part of this also.
So you believe these are immutable characteristics that are assigned at birth?
I think that, yes.
For the most part.
Things like race, all those attributes are immutable and unchangeable. But
they have changed, just factually speaking, they have changed.
They change over time, over the generations.
Okay, so then you don't think it's immutable, because if this was an immutable characteristic,
individual person.
Okay, so you're saying that if you are born at this space and time as a black person in America, here is the cards that you're dealt with, and you can't change that over time.
Something like IQ. does not change. No, it doesn't change wildly. It only changes genetically over. IQ is a big one, and that changes. That's a genetic trait. And so that can change over the generations, but not, you can't take an individual that's 75 IQ, which is the average in West Africa, and take them to 100.
So two dumb people can't produce a smart person.
I believe they can, actually.
Yeah.
I've seen two short people and that kid 7 foot tall playing basketball.
You ain't never seen that.
Yeah, I have.
You stop
I
lying.
forget the name of the basketball player. Keith, there's such thing as a miracle sometimes. You can have two dumb people and have an Einstein. It's not typical. It's not going to happen all the time. It's going to happen like once out of every blue moon. You got a better chance of getting struck by lightning, but it does happen. Like I've seen two black people have a white baby. I've seen two white people have a black baby.
Let's call it defect.
It's crazy.
No, we've had conversations with Nick. He doesn't think all black people are stupid. He just thinks has low IQ. He just believes that blacks compared to all other races, it's more widespread low IQ.
It's more prevalent.
I mean, you can
There's some Einstein black people, very, very high IQ, but more on average.
you find more low IQ people.
Yeah.
You
He's not-
find low IQ people in all races.
Yeah, but it's more prevalent in Subsaharan.
Yeah. What else we got?
But
So does that kind of debunk your...
No.
So two dumb people can't produce a smart person.
I believe they can, actually.
Yeah.
But
So does that kind of debunk your...
no, because it's rare that happens. But IQ is a heritable trait, so it's unlikely that happens.
Yeah, this dude's all about honesty. People ain't ready for all that.
Yeah. I like Nick. Nick's a good dude. I think he's so misunderstood.
Yeah, you find low IQ people, white people. I mean,
Yeah. It's just more prevalent in certain demographics of people. There's no denying that. We have the test scores. You know?
yeah, they did an IQ test on races and blacks scored the worst.
Yeah.
There's the bottom of the barrel.
But I'm pretty sure there was the highest when it comes to physical feats. I mean, look at football. Look at boxing, look at all the sports.
Yeah, all the speed and power, typically as a black person.
Not saying black
That's
people,
some-
not saying white people can't be fast and be powerful, it's just more prevalent when it comes to...
You don't think it's that black people apply themselves more in sports and white people like, no, I'm going to go to school and make something out of myself. I'm not going to rely on sports. Do you think it has anything to do with that? No, I don't think so, because when you look at the Olympics,
I think there's certain cases, if they're put in the right environment, they would excel.
yeah, because
They would do better.
I knew some couple white boys in school, man. There was some
Yeah.
dudes could run and jump and
Yeah. Wasn't even in sports. Went out there and I remember I had a friend, I could launch up like 20, 21 and a half, 22 feet. He just went out there and just long jumped 19 feet. 5'8", fat white boy.
he wasn't fat.
He was chubby. He wasn't cut. He wasn't ripped like I was. If he'd applied himself, that white boy could have probably jumped 24
he was
feet.
not chubby.
Keith.
He was just your run-of-the-mill white boy. He wasn't fat. He was just average size. He was not fat at all. What are you talking about? That dude had some skinny legs on him, too.
Keith, I'm talking about his midsection.
Okay, he had a little gut action.
Okay,
But he
then.
wasn't fat. It was just, he had like a little spare tire around his waist. A small one. Then that one white dude, basketball dude could jump.
Yeah.
I just think,
Done talking about this.